Well, Paul. Welcome to another Vital Update, a live Vital Update. Today, we're talking about a huge data breach. You told me to play this song. I don't know if I can get it or not. Oh, man, I was going to play We Will Rock You, because apparently that is part of the name of what they're dubbing it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this is something that's been in the news recently, and it didn't happen today, but in the last week or so, we've actually had a database that has been released online.
Yep.
They're dubbing that Rock You 2021.
That sounds pretty significant. They're going to dub it Rock You 2020.
There are supposedly, what is being said is there's 3.2 billion leaked passwords from multiple different databases that have been released and put out there on the dark web, and able to be found pretty simply. So it's pretty significant as far as the sheer number of passwords that are out there.
Yeah.
And there's definitely stuff that you need to be looking at, making sure your stuff is secure. Personally, we'll actually provide some links in the description of this video in the comment section for you to actually check a safe site. You can check your own email address. But if that's something you want to do, like if you want our company to run a scan for you for your entire organization, that's something we are able to do as well.
Yeah. Well, you're the bearer of bad news today. Well, I mean, there's, COVID variants. Now there's, massive data breaches. And so, okay. So before we panic, before we freak out, what are some of the things that people can do that even if it is out there, it protects them? It puts layers of protection.
So the very first and foremost is being educated on what this stuff does and what it means. And that's the biggest thing we try to do here.
Yeah.
Is educate our customers and educate our end users on the dangers of what this kind of stuff can mean and how to avoid it. But obviously, you're not going to stop these things from happening. It's just the new reality. Kind of like we all, the whole world pivoted because of COVID. When that happens, it's the same thing. Technology is something that you're going to have to continue to pivot, continue to learn, continue to adapt, and make those adjustments and make those changes. So obviously the biggest thing you want to do is check any passwords that are actually listed here and change those passwords immediately. Best practices though, is really you should be changing your password pretty often. A lot of banks and things like that you deal with and interact with are kind of starting to do some of that now. And it is a pain. 60 to 90 days is kind of a good rule of thumb, but that's hard to do when you have a bunch of these different sites. And we've talked in the past about having, the same password for multiple sites, right? So really, I would say the two biggest things you can do to avoid these kind of things is one, use a password management system. We'll put a description to a couple of those in the comments that are good. That's something to help you manage that aspect of your digital life and kind of come up with some best practices for your passwords. And then two is just kind of monitoring the dark web. You should have some sort of monitoring that way if something like this happens, and then you're immediately notified that, hey, your information has been found on the dark web and found in some databases, so you might want to change those passwords. So you can't fix what you don't know about.
So let me speak to office managers. Let me talk to business owners. You need to deal with this issue. You need to have the right type of softwares in place and security measures in place to deal with this emerging reality. And so if you click the link below, that is what Vital specializes at, is helping you understand whether or not you are properly protected, whether or not you have been exposed. We'll help do those searches for you, and then come up with solutions that, even though you have to change these on a regular basis, there's software, there's things we can put in place to really help manage this and not become a nightmare, and easy to engage. But if you don't have those proper things in place, it can really be a problem and interrupt your business. And that's what we want to just kind of make you aware of today. We're seeing this more and more, Paul. It's happening.
This is a good thing because you're actually notified and you know about it. So you can actually go see, have you been exposed to this? Has your email address and password or those credentials been in this database? And you're able to identify it immediately and go remedy that and change those passwords. But we're also
Yeah, so they don't need to freak out. They just need Vital to come in and help them. That's really all they need.
Absolutely. We'd love
All
to
right.
do that.
Well, you guys heard it. If you want to put, I don't know if you want to put that banner across the bottom so they know how to get to us, but it's vitalintegrators.com, I believe, is the link. And there it is, vitalintegrators.com. Go to that link. You can reach out to us. We will be glad to give you advice, free assessment, help you understand whether or not you are kind of already exposed and what we can do to put some simple solutions in place.
Yeah, and that, again, having that multi-layered approach of helping educate the end user is really the biggest way and the biggest thing you can do to ensure that you are staying safe online. And there's knowing what to look for and knowing how to navigate that is a huge part of what you can do to just maintain your cybersecurity safety.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, this has been the update today. We want to make you aware of this breach and also some things you can do to simply protect yourself. And so until we see you next time, this has been a Vital Update.
Hey, real quick, Sean, before that, hey, if they haven't seen our video about hurricanes, go watch that from yesterday. We talked about the hurricane that's in the Gulf of Mexico right now, that tropical system that may be coming here. So there's some very important things that you need to do for that. And hey, and if you haven't had a chance to look at our IT jokes video, that's a good one.
That was completely ridiculous. That was a lot of fun to do. So yeah, there's some great stuff. But that hurricane thing, I think, was very informative. You know, it really applies to anybody who has any doubt they want to protect and then thinking storm preparation. And yeah, man, yeah, you had some serious dad jokes going on.
Hey, we're going to be doing part 2 soon. So
good. Oh Lord, thanks for the warning. All right, see y'all soon. Thank you. Bye.